My name is Yanmkela Gola. I studied a BSc in Construction Studies to an honors level in Quantity Surveying at Wits University. I am an associate at ABSA. I joined in 2022 under the Gen A graduate program. I joined the commercial property finance space. I was a grad for about 18 months in that program, learning the tricks of the trade, and eventually I became an associate in the role. I look after ABSA's commercial property finance lending activities across South Africa with core clients who are property developers and investors. What made me move from quantity surveying into finance, I had seen people ahead of me who were at the same university that I was in and who'd studied quantity surveying and ended up working for banks. I wasn't aware that banks could hire quantity surveyors. I've always been attracted to the built environment space, but I did not have the knowledge of the financial instruments behind it. I knew how to build a property. So now this incorporated understanding how property comes about and the finances behind it. And that's what drew my attention. And I wanted to come to the bank and actually understand the finances behind a property. When I came in, I learned quite a lot, and I incorporated my technical skills of understanding property from a quantity surveyor's perspective to a banker or a lender's perspective. And those skills together helped me to be where I am today, essentially. The transition from being a quantity surveyor to finance was a bit of a challenging one. In my first year when I had just joined, there were a lot of financial terms that are thrown around, and ABSA likes abbreviating a lot of these finance terms. So it was quite a steep learning curve for me, firstly as someone who didn't do finance. Secondly, now you're abbreviating anything. Now it's hard to even find out what you're talking about. At some point, I was convinced that I don't belong here, I shouldn't be here. But fortunately, I went into valuers BPM, we call it. And that's where I kind of felt like I was at home because they spoke my language. But over time, I had to put my head down and grind and try to understand finances. Post that, I then became a frontline consultant supporting senior bankers. We typically would engage the clients to structure deals, to come up with funding proposals. I structure financial modeling to look at deals, how to structure the deal, will the deal work, what are the metrics, what does the client want, can we align that with what we are offering at ABSA, and then I liaise with other internal stakeholders, so the legal team, the risk management team, the valuers team. We then come together and bring a paper and a proposal that is ultimately brings life to a property investment or a property development. I think my biggest surprise was to learn that trust and communication and building relationships is one of the most important, if not the most important aspect. Yes, the technical, how you crunch Excel, that's great, but how you relate to people, it's the human interactions that make us who we are. The key skill that I've learned at university, analytical thinking and soft skills and working under pressure, those skills have really helped me to transition into my position. If you can appreciate a good hike, or you don't mind me convincing you that camping is actually fun, we might just get along.